You can spot a perfect 3-candle pattern and still lose if you haven't asked the most important question first. Which direction is price actually flowing? Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Rory. We've covered the 3-candle pattern and the ERL and IRL liquidity framework. Now we need to talk about narrative, the directional bias that tells you whether to be looking for buys or sells on any given day. My narrative comes from 2 time frames, the 4-hour and the 1-hour. That's it. Let me walk you through exactly how I use them. Narrative is simply the current flow of the market. Is price delivering from IRL to ERL? Has it just swept an ERL and pulled back into an IRL? Knowing where you are in that cycle gives you your directional bias, and that bias filters every entry decision. Now, the 4-hour is where I establish my bigger picture of the flow of the market. So the first thing I look to do is mark on the fair value gaps, the IRL, because that for me, having the most recent one, is showing the immediate flow of the market. One thing you can do is you can just draw out the ERLs that are going, and if they're obviously continuing lower, then it kind of shows you that the structure of the market is bearish. And then I also like to mark out the fair value gaps as well, because again, these are institutional pushes and they show me the flow of the market. So these combined, you can clearly see that we are in a bearish market. That is how easy it is for me to find the flow of the market. The narrative is very simple. So when I come into the market every day, I'm looking, okay, cool. So are we coming from an ERL back to a fair value gap, or have we used that fair value gap and now we've already pushed? This is how I work out where I want to enter if there is an entry for me at the time. Now, there are ways to take CRT trades on with the 15-minute for your entry. So you can just trade a simple 4-hour CRT pattern with a 15-minute entry. But in certain scenarios, if you want to be aggressive, because we know that the flow is bearish, we know we're coming into a fair value gap, and we know the final destination of where we want to go, that's where we can use the 1-hour as well. The 1-hour makes the narrative a bit more actionable. It sharpens the story the 4-hour has already told me. So with this example here, we've come into the 4-hour. We have made a 1-hour CRT pattern.
If you're struggling to grow your social media, there is a platform out there that I personally have used, and I know that every other YouTuber has used themselves. Now, the sponsor is SMM Go. And if you go there today, you can see that you can change whatever social media you have into an absolute rocket ship. They're going to help you every single step of the way. You'll get real service with real speed with an honest and transparent service. So guys, if you're looking to boost your social media and you just haven't got the time or you don't know where to start, then SMM Go is the place for you. Go to smmgo.io today. The links are in the description below. Go ahead, get started and boost that social media. Let's get back to the video.
So this is candle 1, this big bullish candle that gives you the range. The 4-hour fair value gap gives you the correct area to trade from. The 4-hour narrative gives you the flow of the market if you want to extend your take profits. So in this example here, you have the range created by this candle 1. You have candle 2, which is a manipulation candle. Price came up and set back inside of candle 1. This confirms the manipulation. And then in candle 3, we look for a continuation, that distribution to the low of candle 1. But as we already know, the narrative is to come down to this ERL line, because our flow of the market is IRL to ERL. So I would be confident that price was going to come from here. We would put our stop loss and it wouldn't come back beyond this high, and the take profit, the first one is here. You can see the R&R isn't fantastic, which is why obviously we have our lower time frame entries. But just from a standalone point, taking a trade here all the way down to our narrative gives you a 3.43 to 1 risk to reward. So to put that simply, if you're risking $100, you would make a return of $343 for that $100 risked. Now, news events don't change the structure, but they can accelerate it. An NFP release or a central bank decision will often trigger the delivery phase from IRL to ERL, or create a fresh fair value gap that, becomes the next key IRL. So check the calendar before the week begins. Know when the high impact events are and see if a news event, aligns with the narrative. If something major is due, I don't enter trades that need price to be quiet. I let the move happen first, then find the IRL it creates. The first thing I do every morning is check the economic calendar and cross-reference it with where I am in the IRL to ERL flow on the 4-hour. PU Prime has a market insight section built into the platform. It has news, it has analysis, and it has an economic calendar all in one place. So I can check what's coming up and get straight to my charts without switching between different apps or websites. So for me, the narrative starts with the 4-hour structure. The calendar tells me when the catalyst might hit. Having both in the same platform genuinely speeds up my morning prep. Their trading academy is worth checking out too if you're still building this foundation. It's structured content around market analysis, not just random articles. And if you haven't looked at copy trading yet, covered it properly in video 2. While you're developing your narrative reading skills, it's worth having your account active in the background. Like I said, in video 2, we cover the PU Prime copy trader, and this really is where you can earn while you learn. So if you want to dive deeper in this, look back on the second video of this series and you'll find exactly what you need to know about this copy trader. Earn while you learn. 4-hour gives you the flow. 1 hour confirms and refines it. The calendar tells you when the catalyst might land. That's how I build narrative every single week. Next video, entries. Specifically CSD on the 15-minute and the 5-minute, and how the time frame you use depends on which CRT setup you're working from. PU Prime link is in the description below. See you there.